Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I am Bradley Irving. Okay, sorry about my last video. I was a little bit crazy because I had Nutri-Grain. We're not supposed to eat that. See, it all comes down to your DNA and your race. So all through my life I was told rubbish, absolute lies, just narcissistic labelization. Okay, and what that is a person that's mentally ill that labelizes you. Okay, so if you're going through something, you're a bit twitchy and you're scattered, you're ADHD. You're ADHD. Oh, yeah. No, you're not. You've got pressure on your wiring. See, your wiring system comes from here. It runs down, wraps around, and goes back. It goes all the way down here, up here, all the way down here, up here, down here, all the way down, okay? Now, if you get a little knot in your big toe, you can go from being a perfectly healthy person to and if that knot gets taken out, you'll go back to being normal. But if it doesn't get taken out and you get caught by a narcissist, you're special, you're autistic. No, he's not autistic. He needs nerve manipulation. Like old mate that got his arm stuck like this, that went to Harvey Bay Hospital. He just walked in like this. He was fine. And then all of a sudden he's like this. Real sore in the neck here. He's walking all sus, you know. Blah, 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 blah. Goes for an operation. They pull out some stuff here. But it's not what Bradley Irving says it is. It's what the government says it is. Now they've seen, they go, oh, it's just good. They don't even know what it is. This is what got pulled out of your neck. This is what got pulled out of your neck. Probably about that much. See, about that much. That's actually where my neck's hurting right now. But it's amazing. I've gone from chronic headaches that made me go like that. So you can see my little shake like that, and then I drop bodily fluids everywhere, and I'd be gone for 3 days. Then I'd get up like nothing happened. That was a very big part of my life, all my life. Well, the way they said it was, at first it was ADHD, it was autism, and they were worried about the headaches, they were looking into it, and then it became a brain tumour and I was dying, so I gave away all my stuff. Then I wasn't having a brain tumour, then I had a heart problem, then I had this problem, then I had this problem, and this problem, and this problem, and this problem. And then when I got to the facility that actually tested it, there was nothing wrong with me. My body was perfect. They were asking if they could do experiments with my body, if they could take stuff from my body to do things for other people. They couldn't even fix my body. Why were they trying to take from... Oh. But anyway, so that they did what they could. Okay, and it came down to a personality type that always stopped me from getting help. Now, you need to understand the agenda. The ones that are persuaded by the agenda, they're not actually the personality. They have remorse. Okay, they care. They do have guilt. They do. They're just dumb. They're brain dead because of the brainwashing. Okay, this family that I got stuck with, I had no choice. No, Maryborough Police said they won't. I was owned by them. Every time I left, they would come get me, take my car back there, and cameras were always turned off. And I'd go, Dad, I need help. I need someone to read and write. I need someone to report this for me. Because I reported, and they go, no, read and write, Bradley. And Bradley goes, I can't. I have learning disabilities. No, you don't. You look fine. Discrimination, fraudulent activity, corruption, treason, constant circle of crime. But I'm the criminal? Yet they've never got me in jail. Anyway. So, with all that, it wasn't ADHD, it wasn't autism, they're just labelization, alright? And through my life, I saw a lot of it. Okay, so someone like Shona's mum, which is a COVID narcissist, she had the golden child and everything, okay? Everyone that had money had to give it to her. As soon as they got paid, it went into hers, and then she decided what everyone got. Dinner was at hers, everything was at hers. But she wouldn't supply for everyone. She would only supply for her. So Bradley had to eat processed foods. Bradley had medical paperwork stating no. She didn't believe that. Every time Brad tried to leave, he was brought back by police. She would call and go, he's doing this, he stole my car, I paid for it. Take it to court, it's a civil matter. No, they would pull their guns out. That's a death threat from Maryborough Police, constantly. From 2015 onwards, this is how bad they are with me. Now, the problem is, when they're here to do a job with someone else, they make it out like, I'm such the bad guy. I had 2 Maryborough Police women come into my house just the other day for this other civil matter. And there was no problem. There was no problem at all. Everyone got along fine. Everyone communicated. It was great. There was no attacks. These pants are very uncomfortable. But yeah, at the end of the day, I had to do it myself. And it was really hard because I had no finance. That's what narcissists do. They attack your finances. Okay? Then they attack your dietary. So you eat what they eat. If you don't like it, you go without. That's abuse when there's medical paperwork. See, I had to have an organic diet. My mother had me on it when I was a child. That's why I passed school. The only reason why it was so hard for my older schooling is because my stepmother was forcing me to eat mushrooms when I have like an allergy, but it's not. I don't die. I don't have any severe reactions. Just if I eat mushroom, I throw it up. Doesn't matter how diced it is or anything. It's just... straight up. The worst thing is, I fucking love mushrooms. But I can't eat them. It's a texture thing. And that comes down to the wiring. Because my body's going, oh, that's not right. That's not supposed to be in there. And that's a natural response. And that's because all my wiring's damaged. It's got nothing to do with the food or anything. Like, there is a lot to do with food, but there's a difference between processed crap made and food. See, food actually comes from the ground and the earth and the sea and the sky. It doesn't come from a factory. Factories don't make food. They make snacks and poison. It's all no good. But anyway, so with all that rubbish that I went through, it was a pain in the ass. It was really hard. I really wanted to rip a lot of people's heads off and shoot down their throats, but you can't do that to certain people because they're victims. They're more victims than you. Yes, I know, some people had some sucky lives. Mine was pretty sucky. The only person I ever had was my mother. And she was taken by the agenda because my father turned up in 99 to Maryborough Hospital after working at Shane's workshop, which is a motorbike shop in Maryborough. And he turned up on a motorbike, bike gear, long hair, beard, tattoos. See, we come from royal families, so we've got a cultural thing where we can't have tattoos. I can't have tattoos on my hands, can't have them on my face, my neck, or my feet. Some people will go, why? That's fucking... do what you want, man. Who cares? No. I'm royal. I can't do that. So the way it used to go is I was owned by the Commonwealth. So if I was to be called upon, I was to go to war. All these rules are different now. That's all changed. But yeah, that was pretty much it. You had to be respectable. Because you're royal. You set the example, mate. You need to look good and you need to be good. Where with the narcissistic agenda, it's just, you just got to look good. Don't worry about doing your job, just look good. And that's the big problem. That's why there's Maryborough Hospital needs to be shut down. So is Harvey Bay. They're supporting transgender, mental health. That's the first thing you learn about psychology. And, it's crazy. But anyway, so what did it affect? It took my whole life away, those headaches. It started as a monthly thing. I was very clumsy, had speech impediments, struggled talking. So yous are all going to start going through this now. And it's my decision if I want to fix people or not. And I'm starting to think the other way, eh? Well, yous don't want help. Yous are being blocked by someone. Yous don't get the choice. Someone else is making your choice. See, if I was up here promoting cutting children's penises off and turning their vaginas into penises, and penises into vagina, vice versa, I'd have 10 billion likes before I even finish the video. Because they're all bots and robots and fake for the agenda, so they feel good. See, feelings are just trauma. I never had any feelings through my life. Like, let's back this up and verify it. Like, yes, I have emotions. Yes, I love. Yes, I care. Yes, I get sad. But there's a time and a bloody place. Okay? So if I kick my toe in front of a whole heap of children and I'm not under my condition, I'm going to go and go somewhere and lose me shit. While I was under condition, I was already in that much pain. I was struggling not to scream, but I couldn't make a noise because I was attacking someone. But I wasn't. I was literally, and apparently that's me getting up, boom, in someone's face. Now, the actions, they're two totally different actions. See, this one, straight up in your face. This one, I'm going back that way. But to a narcissist, they feel you're going to attack them. So it's happening. They felt it. It's really happening. But nothing's happening. And they will act like something's happening until it happens with negative energy. Now, the truth is, it's just the black magicians, which you aren't taught anything about. See, you think English language was made in the 1800s. No. 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 They were speaking English before the fucking Greeks, mate. The Greeks even talk about it. But they cover that up, see? The agenda. It's not what they feel and believe, so it's not true. Even though there's evidence saying so. And that's the problem we've had since the Roman capitalization. Now, the Romans, they're dragons. They're the reptilian race. They're not actually human. They're not actually from here. And if you go back to definition and actually speak the language properly, no such thing as gay. Because the way they're trying to make it out to be gay is same sex. No, gay means happy. It comes down to feelings. They feel that gay's two boys kissing. Comes from narcissistic agenda and dumb shits that don't know nothing. And this is why there needs to be personality tests. I'm autistic. I can't do things. I shouldn't be a childcare worker. Why? Because I'm a child myself. Yeah. You're putting a bigger child with other children. It's not going to work out. We're going to be playing, we're going to do things we shouldn't be doing, but we're not going to be doing anything bad. Like the other sickos out there. Like, my bad stuff is getting the kids to do stuff they shouldn't do, like throw paintball things at each other, tennis balls at each other, water balloons at each other when we're not meant to be playing with water balloons. That's my bad stuff. Now, what a narcissist will do is take the child away alone and do whatever they want because it's a little game. It's there for their entertainment. That's why you get children being raped. And because they've set the rules and change them as they go along, and you people are letting it happen, well, it comes down to the people at the end of the day. Like, there's a group that's forgiven because they've done everything they can. Their option was violence, like mine. I had to kill Sandra, I had to kill Shay, and I had to kill Shona to get my freedom. I contacted the police for the abuse. The police turned around and said, no, women can't abuse men. That's exact words from Maryborough Constable. The boss man, the captain, the one that runs everything. I said, no, you just need to put in a narcissistic personality test. No, you don't. But he won't come face me. He will not face me. I've seen him in station once. He fucking ran. What is the police captain running from an innocent man? Like, at this point, I had stage 6 fibromyalgia. I wasn't supposed to make it. But that's a labellisation again, because it wasn't true. See, the truth is, I'm a white brotherhood. So I ascend from the Atlantean, Lemurian, Polarian, Tatarian, and Sumerian race. So I'm the one that should be running the world, because no one knows anything. Yous are all just starting to find out about these places. Alright, so I'll tell the real story soon, but I've got to get the views. And if I don't get the views, I've got to start a war. So you just need to pick one. Like, you going to let me through, or you going to keep censoring me, mate? I think it's time you make a decision, because you're literally picking good or evil. And you're going, but you're not the Jesus. Yeah? That's a made-up story, man. For one, the person that you're worshipping is the face of a royal pedophile that was murdered by the French people. How many of you know that? Do you know that? No, you just don't know your history because it's not taught. You know what else isn't taught? Everything that needs to be. I have to go to school to do reading and writing. I did 12 years of that. I was diagnosed with learning disabilities. I've been abused. I see there's wheelchair access in school. I didn't have anyone doing my reading and writing, but that person had a chair for their disability that they couldn't do. They couldn't walk, so they got something to help them walk. I can't read and write. I don't get anything to help me read and write. Discrimination. Because they know it's not true. It's all just false labelization by the narcissistic personality and agenda. Okay? So, at the end of the day, what we need to do to stop a civil war is mandate a narcissistic personality and follow the laws we have. Stop trying to create new laws. But that's the agenda. That's the personality type. They will not do what needs to be done. They will beat around the bush. Okay? Until it has to be done, and then they'll act like absolute nutters. That's horrible. It's very sad. But at the end of the day, with all the shit that I had going on, I still fixed myself. It was very hard, and I've got a lot of stupid issues I've got to deal with now. Well, think of it. You held on to this for 30 years. Okay, you held on to that for 30 years. You'd be weird. Your hand would shake. It'd be light. You would feel all that. That's how my head feels. I had like so much pressure. It was like there was a ball in there all the time. Now it's nothing. I got a bit of sore neck here, bit of sore neck here. But I lay down, I do my candling. Don't have a problem. Now, where did ear candling come from? The true Egyptians, the Lemurians. Okay? So, everything pretty much ran together. Then the Romans invaded because they were the Dracon reptilians. If you don't notice, everyone pretty much had the same story, just their racial version of it. So, instead of it coming from my perspective, it came from the Asian perspective. Instead of coming from the Asian perspective, came from the Lemurian perspective. They're black. And what? Yeah. See, we weren't racial. We were very racist, but it was funny. You know? Like, the black fellas used to grab us and go, "It's night time, we need my torch. Come here, torch." Look at this. Oh, that wasn't the wall, that was me. That was my chest. Yeah, I know. Ooh, so what? I need to get outside, but when I go outside, I go lobster. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, all those issues are all done and dusted. Now, I'm back to what I originally was dealing with in that relationship with the narcissistic attacks, because she's a genderized, so she won't go to bed, won't prioritise, won't organise, and won't do anything that I cannot do. So we're constantly stuck because she won't move. Now, when it comes to that sort of situation, she's brainwashed. She's agenderised. So if you boo too loud, she's getting murdered. And that's how they carry on. And it's fucking ridiculous. Now, in saying that, she wasn't actually the problem. She made it very hard, but she wasn't the problem. The problem was, all through school, Maryborough Police would come to the school going, "If you're in trouble, you call us, you do this, you make sure you reach out." I did. Every time I had an issue, and every time I reported a crime, they said, "You cannot react, Bradley." They're allowed to do that. So Narelle and Ty were allowed to abuse my animals, and there was nothing I could do about it because Shona wouldn't stop rosing me, and the police didn't do their job. But they monitored me. They sat out the front of my house at Aldershot 3 days to make sure I didn't go next door to kill him or hurt him. That's the police protecting someone that broke into a house, a property, vandalised the property, damaged the property, trespassed onto the property, animal cruelty, and the police said, "No, I'm not allowed to react." That's all the police were worried about, is me doing their job. Comes back to narcissistic personality and agenda. Okay? So at the end of the day, I've got my documents out there. I'll go to the court again. I just got to wait until I'm better, because I keep going through episodes where I can't wake up. And that's how it was as a child. I couldn't wake up. I struggled with a lot of things. I was very clumsy. I overheated and I couldn't sleep. So in factuality, I dealt with sleep deprivation all my life, starvation all my life, and chronic pain all my life. Yeah, you go psychotic, but that's biology. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't get any feelings about it, because it's all biology. But yeah, at the end of the day, there is a place, a time, and it's all got to be done right. And if it's not done right, it's not going to work. For example, if you blow a piston, or some people don't know what a piston is. If you blow your motor in your car, it's blown up, so you pull over. If you're the agenda, you change the tyre and then call the car company because your car won't start. They sold you a dodgy vehicle. The motor blew up, it stopped, you replace the tyre, it should work. Well, the tyres are the bottom of the food chain on a vehicle, right? The top's the roof, the bottom's there. So it can't be the top that's the problem with the agenda. There must be something going on with the tyres. It's not driving, so it's the tyres. Tyres make it drive. And that's how they get you. Tyres don't make it drive. They help it, but they don't make it drive. The motor creates the power that goes through the drivetrain that makes everything move. That's how it moves. Not the tyres turning, making it move. No. But they see the tyres move, and it's the tyres moving it. That is how simple and plain the agenda is. And that's why there's so many problems. Okay? Now, at the end of the day, Shona was a victim. I was a victim. Her mother was the problem, and the police were the problem. Maryborough Police and I don't get along, and I'm not going to talk very nicely about them. And I don't have to. They can take me to court like everyone else for that to happen. See, they should have done their job, and I wouldn't have anything to say, and I wouldn't say it. It's simple as that. You do your job, everyone's happy. You don't do your job, there's going to be problems. And that's what the narcissistic agenda is about. They want to be able to go to work, get paid for nothing, and then go home. Whether they were supposed to save someone with a heart surgery or not, they looked good. They were there. They did their job. And that's their point. They will constantly, no, I did my job. No, I did my job. No, same. No. We're similar, not same. We're all different. Every race has its purpose. All right, for the Asians. This world wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the Asians. They're the only ones that ate the toad. No one else could kill it. The Atlanteans tried, the Lemurians tried, the Polarians tried, the Tsarians tried. Everything tried to kill those creatures that came here. The big toads and the octopus. Now in the Asian story, everyone got pretty fucked up. And then they decided, you know what? We're going to eat it. And I ate it. And I beat it. Well, the thing was regenerated through their history, and they couldn't beat it. With all the god powers they had, they couldn't beat it. Then the Japanese just decided to turn it into fucking sushi and eat it. And we never had a problem with them again. But that's the story. And everything comes down, okay? So, at the end of the day, no one knows anything. They're all assuming off of an agenda, and the ones that do know anything are being told they're mentally ill, but there's no evidence to it. So, yeah, it's time for everyone to go through a narcissistic personality test. And if they're from other countries, send them home. Oh, but they're separating the family. Dickhead, the family's already separated. Oh, sorry, I've got to keep doing that for me. A while back. Haven't had medication for a while, which is fucking awesome. Because that means I did it. I fixed it. I'm the smartest man in the world. No, not really. I can't read and write, so. Most intelligent. Well, I cured migraines, mate. Who's cured migraines? Show me the evidence. You can't, because no one's done it. But I did. Because pyramids were hospitals. And the Romans took them out. And then tried to build them. And it didn't work. There's just so much that yous are manipulated with. Half the stuff yous know never happened. See, everything you know about Cleopatra and all that rubbish never happened. She was a slave from the not the Lemurians. She was a slave from the reptilians, the Dracon reptilians. That's who the Roman society is. If you haven't noticed, came out of nowhere. It did, it came out of nowhere. Now there's stories apparently, like, I was trying to find out all about Rome, because there was stuff about it, and there's all these cool stories, but what happened? Because from my knowledge, none of what they say is true at all. That's why they could never find that 9th Brigade. The Atlanteans wiped them out. They killed them. They incinerated them. There's nothing left. You wouldn't even find the bones. That's what happened to a lot of those scouts, because they were evil monsters. But anyway, enough of that. Notice how I'm still a bit glitchy? I'm just glad I'm not doing the repeat thing. Oh, that was horrible. You try and say something. Like, I was trying to talk to a lady about me being clumsy and my poodles being clumsy. Like, just clumsy. Not dumb, but all I could get out was dumb. And I was getting so mad because I was going, yeah, dumb. 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 And that's how it goes, because you're going clumsy and clumsy's not coming out. When you're going clumsy, it's going dumb. It would be like trying to have an argument with Dewey. It's just frustrating. Every time you try to speak, he says something louder than you. And that's what it's like. Now, the words are up in here, they're just not coming out. Now, they said that was stress. I was a little boy. I had nothing to be stressed about. My mum and dad owned their home. I had the picket fence. Like, I was the luckiest little boy in the world. I had the best big brother, best mum, best dad. And then mum died. And everything slowly went down because we couldn't get the help. Mum wasn't there. And every time dad tried, it was, you're scaring me, you need to leave. And that's how he got treated. That's discrimination. But instead of listening to what I said because I was just a dumb little boy after mum died, I was a little retard. No one cared for me, no. So I defended myself, and every time I got picked on, I butt the fuck out of them. I stopped getting picked on until I got into this relationship. Then I got nothing but picked on because I couldn't defend myself. Every time I went, right. 15 minutes later, after Shona would scream and yell, that's not that, in my face, screaming like I'm murdering a baby, while I'm just going, don't take my shit, mate. That's fucking my smokes. Give it back. Because her brother took my smokes because he had no smokes and he doesn't get paid till next week. But instead of buying the Xbox, he should have bought himself a pack of smokes. But he didn't want to make that decision. He wanted the Xbox and he just wanted to take my smokes because Shona was going to do that. And that's how it constantly went. So I had to punch her in the fucking head to get her to stop, but I never touched her. That pissed the police off. Oh boy, did it piss them off. Oh, they got so mad because they couldn't do anything. It was just false allegations by Maryborough Police. But yet, they attacked me at a servo. And he thought he was smart enough because he popped my tyres and smashed my headlight. Right? And then he tried to get me to go around to pump the tyre up. I drove around, saw they were parked behind the trucks hiding, so I just fucking took off home. They stepped down. You see the dumbness on their face. Like, they're so smart, but they're not. They're like really dumb. It's so frustrating. Like, he just attacked me, but he thinks I don't think he attacked me. I had to be safe because he had a gun. I had my little child. I'd been starved for 3 years. I'd been neglected food for 3 years. No sex, no sleep, no water. I had no financial control, and when I did get money, it was only $50. But guess what we needed? Food, water, child stuff. So I didn't get anything, ever, because she was the one wearing the pants. And if I wore the pants, it's criminal, abuse. But it's not. That's just corruption in the governmental system. And that's Maryborough Police for you. But at the end of the day, I fixed all that. Now I'm healthier. I just got to get back to where I was when I left my stepmother's abuse. I need to get a home. I need to get a nutritional diet again, like my mother had supplied. All she had to work out is the red meat. And she got that information the day she died. And unfortunately, she was all I had. No one else gave a fuck. So, unfortunately for them, they get that in return. They don't get forgiveness. They made their choices and I have to make mine. And unfortunately, I'm not allowed to make choices for people that don't make choices for themselves. So if you choose to slap the child, I'm going to choose to slap you. I'm not going to help you slap the child. I'm going to slap you for slapping the child. That's what they don't like, because that means I'm the power. I'm the strength. They don't want that. They want to be able to do what they want, when they want, how they want, with who they want, and no consequences. That's narcissistic mental health, personality, disorder. And it's a constant circle of the problem in the system. Okay? So at the end of the day, Bondi was set up by our government. Terrorists came into our country, they bought guns. I can't go get a gun license because I had a DVO on me where I got ran over by a motor vehicle and locked out of my own home. The paperwork states it. Oh no, the paperwork states I was locked out of my home, but when I stated I was a victim of being run over, they got to prove that I didn't in court. Where's the footage? It's been tampered with. Well, that's how things go. That's why you need to put it into the courts. Oh, my ear's playing up. But I'm glad it's like that now. Oh, the problems I had. And it was all because I couldn't make my choices. She took my finances. She took my home. She ran my name through bills. I had to go bankrupt to stop her and her mum from getting loans in my name. Marlborough Police said no, they're allowed to do that. She's your girlfriend. No. No, I said no. There was no need for the loan. Your mum doesn't need to get a loan to buy a lamp because she wants to buy someone a lamp. That's the shit I was dealing with. Her mum wanted to do something that was done with my money, my name, my car, and police wouldn't do anything about it. My family wouldn't help me. Every time I tried to get help from my family, like my auntie son. Yeah, I love my family, but they've done the wrong thing. When I was a little boy, my pop passed away. They worked around it so my brother didn't get any money. My mum's share of my mum's father's inheritance. My brother didn't get any. No, because he was on drugs, so he didn't get any, but they missed out the point that Auntie Sheena and Auntie Bonnie and Uncle Brian's kids were the ones, and Son's kids were the ones that hooked him up. No, but they all got their 20, 30 grand from Pop. I got 10. No, my dad let it happen. He didn't do jack shit. He couldn't do jack shit. He has no money. And he believes them over me. So, once again, it came down to their choices. Instead of listening to what I had to say, you're a kid, shut the fuck up. They didn't even give me the time and day. So they don't get that when I come back. And that's what happens. Okay, so at the end of the day, I fixed the problems that I was told by medical so-called professionals that don't know biology, anatomy, science. They don't know nothing besides how to read a book on how to give people drugs. That's a drug dealer, mate. That's a legalised drug dealer. That's criminal activity. That's what the health system is. Then you've got your legalised gang, which is police, Australia Police. They wear the same colour. They're in groups. They're terrorising people. They're not doing their job. If they did their job, Albanese would be in jail. So would Brad Hazard from Queensland Health. They're not. They're still working. How about the lady that committed robo-debt? She made that whole robo-debt. She made it. She's still got a job. She also got a brand new car in 2020 because she didn't pay out the court order. But no one wants to talk about what the government's doing wrong. They want to shush it. That's narcissistic personality and agenda. We just mandate that through and all the problems are solved. Pedophiles will be executed. Woman beaters will be executed. Menonizers, they'll be executed too. Then we'll also take the right to vote of narcissists, and they don't have a say over anything Okay? So that means all they will be able to do is wipe a bench for their job. And someone will be walking in and going, you wipe here, mate. And then they wipe. All right, now over here, mate, wipe here. Because they can't think for themselves. So we can't let them. They're pushing what needs to be done to them on us. We need to do the flipperoo. Okay? So, anyway, this is 40 minutes. That's that done. My health is done. I fixed it. It was all earwax because no one cleaned out the placenta from my head. They ignored that because I was a white man, a little white baby, and from my knowledge, everyone I've dealt with in the system that's refused to do their job was skin coloured. They were black. They were Indian. They were African. I still got a plate because someone wouldn't book me another appointment. My car was stolen. I told them. I can't walk from Aldershot to fucking Maryborough Base Hospital in 10 minutes.
Hi there.
My car was stolen. It was supposed to be in the driveway. I walked out, my car's not there, I can't find my keys, no answer to the phone, it's stolen. Reported it to police, they wouldn't report it because they called Shona and she said, I've got it, I'm using it, he's mentally ill. What they were using as mental health was Brad's earwax build-up. Brad had so much earwax in the back of his head he could not wake up. And then it got to a point where he could not function. That's how it was, 24/7, but that was drugs. I supplied a clean blood test to Maryborough Base Hospital. They still refused to do anything. Corruption, treason, fraudulent activity. And then because I'm not able to have money because she spends it all, she takes and spends. She doesn't ask, doesn't communicate, just goes. This is what she used to do, just go. So she saw $50 in my wallet. Why'd you take that 50 out of my wallet? I didn't do that. Give me my 50 back, mate. And that's how she would act. I'm like, can I have my 50 back, please? That's how I was talking. Like I just punched her. And that's all the agenda. It's mental health, but no one would do anything. So now I'm going to do everyone's job for them. Anyway, I got to go. I need to pee. Just peace out. Hopefully we can stop this civil war before it starts. Otherwise, good luck to everyone. All depends on the people and the government. You're just getting everything you need. You're just choosing not to acknowledge it. And that's on you. There's no forgiveness for that. See ya.